Social media today amplifies that, where you can get your message out there so quickly. Whether it's an art form and you create an art page that you can have millions of viewers looking at your stuff. Whether it's somebody that maybe doesn't feel comfortable in front of a microphone, but has really good pen to paper skills. And I think more and more as social media adapts, those are some of the positive ways that years and years ago, you had to run around with an album and give it to 9 million
the
people.
mixtape days.
Right.
Think
Before,
about that, right? The trunk, out of the trunk mixtape, you have the guys walking down like 14th Street and like trying to sell you their mixtape. Like
and
those
that was
days
the only way to get you out
only
there,
way to get yourself out.
So I think today, with your programs coupled with the fact that the internet has the ability to put eyeballs on these creatives, right? Today, I believe, creatives are taking over, right? When we went to school, you're right, it was sports. That's how people got noticed. And I think that through programs like your own and other programs out there that allow kids to express themselves in different ways and actually be able to monetize it today, I think is another real benefit to what's going on in society, and you guys are obviously catalysts to that. But I have to ask this guy. I know him as the Shaolin Prince.
Thank you.
Other people know him as Omari, I'm sure, around the Cypher. What is your role, and what exactly have you taken on since you've joined? How long have you been with the Cypher now?
I would say I'm the newest face to the Cypher and the Fold. I've been now with the Cypher for about 2 years, right? And just to speak a little bit about my journey into the Cypher and then, becoming full-time artist through the Cypher, I was like a lot of Staten Islanders who didn't even know what was going on in that building. There's that big building, and when I describe the Cypher to a lot of people on the streets, I'm like, yeah, I work at the Art Cypher. They're like, what is that? I'm like, that big building with graffiti? Oh, yeah, that building. Oh, yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, what do you guys do there?
Definitely stands out. Everybody's been down the Bay Street area. Right?
Yeah.
It is a beautiful, beautiful
We've
building.
been around for almost 20 years, and the new generation,
and
like
I
Shaolin,
grew up on Staten
didn't
Island,
know,
and I had no idea.
don't know where NYC Art Cypher. I'm like, how is that possible?
It's the same reason how, like, I belong to a franchise in real estate, and one of the first convention type of get-together with the top 30 offices, they invite you to different parts of the city, and luckily enough, or unluckily enough, the first year that we joined the company, it was in New York City. And they took a boat trip around Manhattan, and I had all these people from Texas and Arizona and Colorado and Florida, and they were just enamored by the Statue of Liberty. And I remember me and my partner at the time were just eating, and they're looking at us like, you're not going to get up and look at Lady Liberty? And I said, I'll be honest with you, I've lived here 50 years.
You see her all the time.
And I've never been there.
Oh.
Right, never, not once.
Right?
Yeah,
Same
Some
deal.
things that are just under your nose, you take for granted at times, right?
Well said.
Yeah, when you travel and you don't see as much, you come back to home and you realize, what we actually
What you have missing here. We have people coming from other places. We just had a group from California. I have people that rent a place.
Talk a little about that, because that I thought was an amazing story.
The way this is how this happened. Charlie and I were talking, like, we have to find a way to promote the Cypher more. I'm like, okay, let's just put it out in platforms for rental, for music videos, for filming, for photo shoots and stuff like that, because this place is heaven for that. You have such a beautiful background, so that would be one one way to expose it. Besides that, it represents the hip hop culture. There has to be a lot of artists out there that want to shoot their music video here. So that's how this all started. Once we started doing that, putting it out there and in the platforms, just started getting phone calls. People from all over would know more about us than Staten Island, like you said. I'm like, oh my God, I saw your place on Pier Space. I saw your place on Placer. It's so beautiful. We don't have anything like this over here. I have people coming from California, from Atlanta, from Savannah, from Jersey, from every place except Staten Island. Don't know how. Right? Explain that one.
Places.
And even recently, just like this gentleman from the
the College Preparatory School from Oakland, California.
Reaches out to me and says, Cynthia, I see this amazing place. He goes, I have a group of 15 students that want to learn about the hip hop culture. They really interested in production. Some have experience, some don't. So can you accommodate us? I'm like, there's nothing that we cannot do. I'm like, yes, of course we can. And so Amari and I, we put our heads together. We did a format. They came in. It was a great idea he had was to break the ice by him, Amari performing and first. So when they first came in, introduced them, talked to them about a little bit about the cipher. Then Amari put in a show for them. You know, he's a great rapper. So he did.
I want to talk a little bit about that.
He did two songs, and everybody was after that. Everybody was all excited.
Loose. Loose
yeah,
after
excited.
that.
Then we brought them upstairs, and like I said, all our workshops have the educational part of what the hip hop culture represents, and he does a great job, you know, doing that with his slideshows and all of these fancy stuff that he does that I don't know how to do, but he's great at it. So he gave them the slideshow presentation about the hip hop culture, and after that education, we broke them up into groups. Some learn, you know, we gave them the iPad. Some learn beats.
Like
others were
production.
in.
Some kids were drawing and with markers and doing
songwriting
graffiti.
and things. And then at the end, they all got together, karaoke, some of them. But then at the end, actually, everybody was so excited and felt so comfortable that they all got on stage and just started singing and dancing.